3 bull flag setups today and 3 losses. 2 of the trades were mistakes that I made. One was good, a good entry, but I'm going to show you the difference and I'm going to talk about what I'm going to do to fix it. All right, let's get into it. So the first one today was IMA. I'm going to pull this up, make it bigger so we can see what we're doing here. Okay, so this is all 3 were bull flag pullbacks. You can see here that the bull flag was forming cleanly. All right. And before I entered, this was the top of the low candle. Okay. But by the time I pulled the trigger, look at that, way past my entry. I pulled it way past my entry. Okay. The problem is that I waited too long. Okay. And it was not a trading decision. It was an emotional decision. All right. So what am I going to do to fix that? Well, stay tuned until minute 7-ish later on in the video, and I am going to go over that. But first, let's talk about my second trade, which was ALMU. This one was a real heartbreaker because I agonized over getting in because of the price. It's above $10, and I do trade stocks between $10 and $20, but I like to stick to stocks under $10. Well, this is the one that was a perfect entry. Okay, so relative volume was strong, well above 5 times the 50-day average. The bull flag was pulling back. Now, I guess you could argue that this might have been a bull flag or a micro pullback, but I think it's a bull flag. I waited for the price to break above the high of this low candle. It did. I entered right above that, but then it just rejected immediately. And I honored my stop. So this one was I think a clean entry. I would love to hear your feedback in the comments. It looks exactly the same as the mistakes, but in a lot of ways, but it isn't because the entry was right. The timing on the entry was right. And I did get out at my stop. So I don't think this one is really a problem that needs to be fixed. I think this is just a bull flag that rejected. And I would take this trade again, even though I was on the fence about it just because of the price, because I don't like to use up a lot of my settled funds. I trade in a cash account. Okay. So that is ALMU. All right, now let's go to the third one, which is RECT. RECT was all over the place this morning. It was everywhere. Everyone was looking at it. It was popping on all the scanners. And you can see here, MACD had gone green. So I was getting excited about maybe getting in on the action. The thing is, because I had already had 2 red trades, I reduced my share size on this trade. So I only was risking $10. So here you can see this bull flag was pulling back. I thought the setup was clean, but I hesitated on the entry. I was waiting for volume confirmation and I just waited and waited and waited. And by the time I actually entered, the breakout had already happened. And I ended up in the same situation as IMA. Above the breakout, chasing a move. Okay, waiting too long is the issue of the day. Okay, so it's Raven versus the timing of the entry today. That was my battle. All right, neither one of those stocks, they happened because I didn't get in when I should have gotten in. Okay, and you can see that I got in so late. I got in as it was, and it flushed right down. And of course, I got out at my stop. Fortunately for me, I only traded 100 shares. So that minimized my exposure to the market and minimized my loss. So you can see here that I set my risk at $10. I clicked sell bid when it hit $10, but of course I got a little bit more than that, but that's okay. So on all 3 trades, I did get out when I said I was going to get out. So I'm happy about that because look at this. RECT didn't come back up for a while. I would have, and I'm not holding and waiting anymore. I'm not praying, holding, waiting, just, Okay. So what is the solution? What will turn this story around? Okay, one thing that will solve both of those mistakes on IMA and RECT is that I had already confirmed volume in the market. Both of the stocks, well, all three of the stocks had relative volume more than 5 times the 50-day average. Now, last week, my theme, my goal of the week was volume, and I felt like I should wait for volume confirmation on the volume bar as well as having the relative volume. But a part of me now thinks that that may work best on a micro pullback. Okay, but on a bull flag pullback where I already have the relative volume is where it's supposed to be, and also I'm looking for that breakout in price. I think if I wait for confirmation on the volume bar every single time, I am going to be getting in way too high. Okay, way too high to get 10 cents a share. And I'm looking for 10 to 20 cents a share on my trades. So what I'm going to do for the rest of the week is I'm not going to ignore the volume bar, but if the volume bar is moving up and it's a clean bull flag, I'm going to get in when the candle breaks over the high of the last low candle. And that's what I'm going to do for the rest of the week. I think I have been worried because it's a rough market. Today the market was down. It really was. And I think I've been nervous. So I have been overthinking my entry. And that's causing me to make an emotional decision. So I think from now on, for the rest of the week, I'm going to get in at the defined entry on the Bull Flag pullback. Now, if I had done that, I actually might have made some money on IMA and RECT. ALMU, that I think I did get in at the right time, and I think I got out at the right time. So all my stops, I did click sell bid when it hit my stop price. I think I got out at the right time on all of those stocks, but ALMU, that rejected, and that's the luck of the draw sometimes. So today, today was a bit of a bummer. My accuracy is 0%. I don't think that's happened in a while. Wow, maybe this is a good time to play the funeral march. That really wrecks my month because now I'm red on the day, red on the week, and red on the month. So, I'm going to have to really come in tomorrow with some strong mental fortitude and, really stick to my rules and really just, keep some emotional stability going into tomorrow. What I would say, some of the things that I did that were great in the middle of this whole thing, because, of course, 3 red trades in one day is a bummer. And I don't always stop trading if I have 3 red trades. If I had been having a very active morning and the market was very hot, I would probably keep trading because I would know, I can probably recover that. But the market was such a bummer today that on the last trade, I reduced my share size. And then once I hit 3 trades, I was like, I'm done. I'm just going to watch the action and analyze what's happening. And that's exactly what I did. So if you want to see me trade these live, you can go to my live trade. I live streamed this morning, so you can go back. I've time stamped the trades in the live stream so you can at least see like where I did what and watch them for yourself. I actually watched them before I did this recap. And I also posted over on Substack. I have a weekly goal. This week it is working on my micro pullbacks. However, I realize that is a very difficult weekly goal because I might not have any micro pullbacks. I've just had a lot lately and I've had very mixed results. So if you want to learn more about that, head over to my Substack and check out my post today. And let's see, I think that is pretty much a wrap for today. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to live stream tomorrow from 7 a.m. to at least 10 a.m. And I'll see you then. Trade smart.